Black Box Productions.
Neighborhood. Happy Memorial Day to all the fallen homies, EC and beyond, the soldiers, the family members, anybody that has lost a loved one. It's the day that we remember them. On my mama, this is not a loved one of mine in the sense that I knew this young man, but he's a loved one of mine in the sense that he's a black young man. And I didn't know him and had no negative, nothing between he and I, to the point where that makes him my brother. And so often we are on a public platform and we're observing black life, black loss of life. And it's typically in a violent manner where we always feel like it was undeserving. And it's chilling, and it's always so much room for anger. And here it is. I stumbled across this situation, and I just wanted to touch on it because it is Memorial Day. And I stumbled on it like the day before Memorial Day. And there's no violence involved. There's no malice involved. There's, I guess you would say, a sense of carelessness if you realize the overall scenario. But it's about an hour worth of video that I watched, and it was a young man. I got a small clip of it I'm gonna show y'all, but it was a young man who had just graduated high school the day before, and his partners was pumping him up. They were like in this pond area, but it was also a residential area. Hustle, good looking, Foolie, appreciate you, on my mama. They was in this residential pond area where like the back of these apartment type units all like faced the pond, and it looked very harmless. And for a long period of time, he had on jeans. There was a crowd of his loved ones trying to pump him up to take a swim. Like they kept saying, like, if you go this far, it's gonna be 120. If you go this far, that's 200. And they got up to the whole thing. If you go all the way across and come back, we're not gonna only give you a down payment on the car, but we're gonna pay the first month rent, the first car note for the first month. And it was all in fun. You could see he was nervous, and he kept asking. I remember him asking, "How deep is it?" And I don't remember nobody providing an answer. But he was talking about his fish in there. They like, man, the fish gonna run from you. They calling him bees. But they in the South, they in Mississippi. They not calling him bees, like really trying to call him a bee. They teasing, having fun, trying to pump him up to go ahead and make this thing. And even if from my understanding, I'm gonna put a link in the video. I'll put a link to the video in the description. But to my understanding, his brother was out there. And I'm gonna let, before I go on, I'm gonna just let y'all see a little bit of what happened, man. It's like an hour worth of video. He was waiting on somebody to bring him some shorts. The shorts finally came. He kept pump faking, running up to the water, not quite getting in that thing. And then ultimately, this is just to show you some of the beginning and then how it ended up.
Give me 100 views, y'all.
Come on, bro. You tripping?
You got 100 views.
Call for the deal off. Now come on.
One fucking.
That nigga in there.
Oh yeah, his fat ass go. He walking. Swim, nigga.
That nigga in there.
Nigga, you walking. Nigga, you walking. Jay. Y'all bitch ass walking, nigga. Jay. His fat ass getting tired. It's a drop in the middle, nigga.
Let go.
He's at walking.
Let go. Let go.
Yeah, I better be.
Let go.
Hey, you bullshit. Stop playing.
Hey, chill out, fool.
Go get that nigga, bro.
Hey, get that nigga, fool.
Hey, go up.
So not only do we just want to take the time to say rest in peace to him and send our condolences to all those that was there, enjoying the moment with him. It was all in fun, but it's some things to notice. It's crazy because subsequently I've seen some commentary that said, if you see how fast he was moving across the water, his feet were obviously on the ground in an amount of water where his body was up above the water. If you look at the entirety of the video, and like I said, I had the link in the description. At one point, he told him, if the water come up to here, I'm getting out. So for him not to, it's like it wasn't stated before that he didn't know how to swim. He had just graduated, mind you, high school the day before. He didn't know how to swim, so he going through pump faking with the feet on the ground, and they said there's an area that is a 30-foot drop off. So we saw him end up in the 30-foot drop off. Initially, when he starts to panic, his partners think he playing. And it's just ironic to me, out of all those people, I wonder how aware were they of the 30-foot drop off, because nobody got in the water. When you go look at the entire video, they kept saying, like, there you go right there, get in, get in. Nobody went in. They waited over an hour for like some emergency rescue people to come, and then they didn't even rush in because, of course, at that time, it was what it was. But we got to be careful. Like, I'm just an overprotective type. I don't ride motorcycles. Never will. Never have. Teach my kids. It's not worth it because I'm clumsy. So anytime I do anything clumsy in their presence, when they laugh or giggle or whatever, I be like, that's why I don't ride motorcycles. I don't understand how motorcycles are even legal if riding without your seatbelt is not. The logic just not, it's not consistent to me. If driving an automobile without a seatbelt is illegal because of safety issues, I don't understand how motorcycles can be legal, period, on the highway, because there is no defense against any type of collision. That's what lets you know that the seatbelt laws are about finances and not about safety. Because without a seatbelt, you're still far more protected than a motorcyclist, and a motorcyclist is allowed to weave through traffic and all that without a seatbelt. On my mama. But when I walk through the parking lot with kids, I'm like overprotective, and I just think that you can't be too safe. Just imagine how they pumped that youngster to hop up in that water, and he's young. He looks like a young man, but it could have been a child younger than that. And that $140, $120 could have sounded a lot more enticing, a lot more immediately. He could have already had his shorts and didn't need to wait for no jeans. We just got to be careful, man. On my mama, I don't know that young man's name, but it is Memorial Day, and I came across that the day before Memorial Day. And it's just hard not to feel for him and his peoples. On my mama.
Neighborhood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned.